This is the eBay laptop that I bought 2 years ago for around £20, and I installed Windows 11 on it, basically by accident. I was going to install Windows 10 on it, but I ended up putting Windows 11 on it, and after using it for 2 years, I thought I'd give a quick update on how it's performing, what I've used it for, and if I've had any problems with it. So I've made Windows 11 look like Windows 10 just because I prefer Windows 10. And I've made the right click a bit more like Windows 10 so that it's got all the options. But it is actually running Windows 11. And it is quite low build quality. It's quite flimsy. The keyboard is okay. The trackpad is okay. It's nothing too special, and it is better with a mouse connected. But for basic use on the internet and for web browsing and video playback and for just downloading files and general tasks, it's actually quite useful. It's kind of cheap and the battery lasts an okay amount of time. And yeah, I've basically been able to use it and take it places where I wouldn't really want to take a fancy laptop, or if I'm going somewhere and I don't really want to do proper work while I'm away, maybe on holiday, but I do want to be able to use a computer so that I've got a keyboard just in case I need to do something on the internet that is easier on a computer rather than a phone. So it's been really useful for that. And I guess some of the problems I've had with it, the viewing angles are quite poor on the screen. It's not particularly bright, and the sound levels aren't very loud. So if I'm playing a video back and it's a bit too quiet, this laptop doesn't really do very well. And the other thing that is annoying with this is that the battery status, it tells me that there's 98% remaining, but it doesn't tell me sort of how long the battery life is going to last. So there's no information as to, you've got 3 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours left. So I've never really timed it, and it seems to last long enough. The other thing that I kind of like about it is that it uses USB-C charging, which is very handy because it didn't come with a power adapter. But yeah, I'll just show you some web pages and you can sort of see for yourself the performance of the system. And I'll also open up Task Manager and show you what we've got in terms of the processor. It's an Intel Celeron N4020 at 1.1 gigahertz. This turbo is up to a much faster speed, and it's a dual core processor. It's got 4 gigabytes of memory, which is okay, does the job. I just don't open too many tabs, and it's got built-in sort of MMC SD card built in to the motherboard, so that's 64 gigabytes, which again isn't great but is enough for Windows. And I just kind of need to pay attention that I'm not putting too much on here. We've currently got 13 gigabytes free at the moment, so it's still got room. It's not filled up yet. So yeah, let me open up WebGL Aquarium and I'll show you that, it's got reasonable graphics performance. This isn't too bad, 50 frames a second, and you can use it for a light bit of gaming, and it's perfectly fine for YouTube playback. You do have to be a little bit more patient with this laptop compared to a quicker system, but as long as you're prepared to put up with waiting a little bit longer, then it does the job. So we'll just put this to full screen, skip the advert, and then I'll bring up the stats, and let's see what resolution we're in. We're in 720p, so full HD, and so far there's no dropped frames. So, you know, full HD playback, YouTube is fine. Still no drop frames. And I guess the resolution of the screen is 1366 by 768, so it's not full HD resolution. Let me just have a look. Yeah, 1366 by 768. Screen's actually quite bright in this environment. It's a matte finish, so that you don't have to worry about reflections. And I guess the other problem that I've had with it is that when I took it apart, I put all the screws back in as far as I can remember. However, they seem to have disappeared. There's still two here. This one, this one, this one, and this one are missing. So those screws have gone, and we've still got the 4 at the back. The other thing is that it's got this kind of sort of texture that attracts fingerprints and stuff like that. So kind of why I've covered it in stickers, so that it can be less obvious how dirty the actual laptop is. It's quite thin. We've got USB 3 here. We've got a headphone socket, micro SD slot, and on the other side we've got USB, power connector, mini HDMI, and USB-C, which I use for charging. And overall, I'm quite kind of impressed that this is a useful laptop, considering it was £20 and I put Windows on, and I think it must have come with a Windows license built in, because yeah, it just kind of works and hasn't complained about anything. So that's the I guess 2-year update of this laptop. It was exactly the 6th of November when I uploaded the first video, and yeah, hopefully it's going to last another couple of years and it's going to continue to be useful. Can't see any reason why it wouldn't. Yeah, let me know if you're a fan of low power, low price computers. Do you find them useful or not useful? I think the main thing that makes this useful is that I do have quicker computers that I can use if I need them. I don't even consider doing any kind of, I wouldn't even consider doing any video editing on this laptop. I wouldn't consider doing Photoshop on it. I'm not sure if I ever tried. No, I don't have any photo editing software on here. I don't think I've really used this for any photo editing, but I have used it for Microsoft Office on the web, and it works okay. It kind of can struggle with Microsoft Teams in a web browser, but that's probably fairly normal. But the nice thing is it's just very low power CPU, 6 watts, and generally stays cool. It doesn't make that much noise, and these are the different specs and memory. And it scores around 400 on the CPU-Z. And that's the single core rating of about 208. So yeah, for me, this feels like a laptop that shouldn't be useful. If I maybe thought it wouldn't be powerful enough to be useful, but actually it does a good enough job that I can use it even with Windows 11. And yeah, it just kind of plods along. It's slow, but kind of gets the job done and is useful for various things, and also very small. If you got this far, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and see the description for other ways you can support this channel. Big shout out to channel members, Revivify. Bye.